All right. Hello, hello, hello. Well, welcome to today's Q&A. Happy Tuesday to all. Hope you guys are having a great week. Getting everything started. All right. Let's make sure we get volume. She says I have volume. Hello, hello, hello. All right. So welcome to today's Q&A, you guys. My name is Jessie. I'm a recruiter here at Decker Truck Line. And you see Anna right there in the chat. She is also a recruiter here at Decker and will be man in the chat, answering the questions as they come in. And I'll do my best to answer them as they come in as well. Because obviously, this is a Q&A. That's what it's all about. Answering questions. You ask them, we answer them. Hopefully quickly. Hopefully on task. We'll see it. Hello, Miss Amy. It is cold, and we don't have a downpour here. Nope, it is overcast and chilly. Chilly. Lately, it's been like 80s this time of day here in Montana. I don't think that's a norm, but that's what it's been here lately. And I believe it's 55 today, right now. It's chilly. In comparison, granted, I was just going to look. It is 54. It's supposed to get up to 63 today. Ooh, just kidding. All right, well, if you have a question on what we have available out of your area, that's what we're going to be talking about today, is truck driving positions, truck driving jobs here at Decker Truck Line. So put in the chat your zip code or your city and state, and we'll be able to get a little more specific. When you ask, it's really helpful if you tell us how much experience you have so that I can be even more specific on what we've got available for you. Cool? All right. Sweetness 2689, good afternoon to you. Is the 2K guaranteed meat division still available? Actually, we have one position available for it, I think. We took it off for a little bit, and then we've got it right back. So we might have two positions, but I think we just have the one available right now. So yes, and yeah, you do live in the area for it. So a little bit of background on that position. It is a $2,000 a week guaranteed paid position. This is an elite position, so having the experience, 2 years is great, by the way, that's good. Having experience is important. Make sure that you get a hold of your recruiter if you haven't already applied. 888-668-0698. I don't expect that position to last available, at least for long. So make sure that you get your application in right away if you haven't already. Let them know that that's what you're interested in. drivedecker.com is where you apply. But once you fill out the application, give one of the recruiters a call or call that 800 number so that we can make sure that we jump on it right away. Like I said, it's just one. I might have two. Yeah, okay, so there's one position available, but you definitely want to get after it because they fill up really quick. Initially, we had gone out and provided many opportunities with this position. And because it filled up so quickly, we are waiting to add additional till we get in another driver manager. We don't want him to get overflow where we can't provide you the loads and take good care of you. So that's what we're doing. So this guaranteed pay, what's it all about? Basically, for the guaranteed pay, you need to be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. And it's pretty much a Monday through Friday type scenario. You're either coming back home on a Friday or a Saturday and then leaving back out either Sunday or Monday. So you're home for a 34. Guaranteed the $2,000 a week. So that's gross. There's no mileage pay to it. It is zero mileage pay. Even the bonus system is not based on miles. So it's based solely on performance and getting the job done, doing the job. So make sure you're available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals, no preventable accidents for the week, no preventable driver service failures, so no driver service failures, no CSA violations or anything for the week. So, and of course, get your paperwork in. You need to get your paperwork in through the TransFlow Geotab system, through the scanner in the app there, by Sunday night at 10 p.m. It must be done. All right. Those are the qualifications for any of you who are interested in it. Yes, it is a pretty defined area, but Sweetness, you're in it, so fill her up. Hey, Justin. Justin, how's it going? Good. Justin started here. Well, he's about a week and a half right now. Hello again, Dean says, all right. It's been a long, long time. Yeah, it's been a little bit since you've been on here. It's good to have you. Anna says, when the driver meets the minimum pay requirement 70% of the time within the quarter, they get the new accelerated sign-on bonus. Oh, yes. Okay, so the sign-on bonus. I got what you're saying now. The sign-on bonus is $5,000. Okay? It's paid out at $1,250 increments. So each quarter it's $1,250. You do need to meet the minimum requirements or the guaranteed pay requirements a minimum of 70% of the time in order to qualify for it. There should be, seriously though, there should be no reason why you don't get that. Let me clear my throat. There we go. All right. Any local in the Chicago area? Right now, no local. Those are all full. That was Sweetness. Okay. Yeah, those are all full. What we do have are short haul, which is yeah, that's going to be closer to the Fort Dodge area. So not in Chicago. Our short haul position is flatbed. For those of you who are looking for more localized positions, the locals that we have, or I guess dedicated regional type things that we have, Tifton is going to be the only one that I know of. That's Tifton, Georgia. And that is going to be a Conestoga trailer. I only have one position available for that one. That one does guarantee $1,500 a week. It also is home about every other day. It's kind of a weird, well, it's not really that weird, but here's how the home time works for it. You go out, for example, you go out on a Monday morning, you come back on a Tuesday night. So it's home every other day, where you're like coming home in the afternoon of the following day is basically how that works. So I guess it's every day, but you can get on a longer run. And if you've got flatbed experience, sometimes we can wiggle some of that flatbed opportunity in for you as well. But it is a Conestoga position. You're hauling aluminum and you're basically running in a 250 mile radius of Tifton, Georgia. So South Carolina, Florida, Alabama, Georgia. So that's about what you're looking at. For the live in general, yes. All right. Other than that, we do have a regional flatbed out of Nashville, Arkansas. The Nashville, Arkansas run does require at least 6 months of flatbed experience. It is, I'm going to consider it an elite division as well, because it's kind of it's a go, 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 go. Just like that guaranteed pay of $2,000 for the upper Midwest. And remember the reason that the pay is at $2,000 for the one position that we have available right now is because we are paid more on those loads. They are short loads. You aren't going to get a lot of miles. In true honesty, you're not really going to run a lot of miles on that one. It is the freight that you're hauling that is paying you. So make sure you're available. Make sure you're on time. So important. I love it. She is. I hope she saw your comment, Sweetness. Excellent. Nothing yet, Justin. Haven't missed it yet. So that's the deal. So the Nashville, Arkansas, that one's going to be paid based off of experience. So your mileage pay is based off of how many years of experience you have. Yes, absolutely. I will give you a holler. Where'd my sticky note go? Oh, there it is. Fallen behind my computer here. Well, look at that. I already have a note. All right. Amy says, all have an amazing part of Decker team. Without the company, it doesn't run smooth. The dang rights. Yeah. And that's why it's always fun to do the driver appreciation, because you're recognized for it. Yes, indeed. All right. Sorry, my voice is still wonky. We'll get her. We'll get through it. Just, sounds like a kid going through puberty. Don't admit it. Yes. Lovely Miss Amy is part of our success. Dang rights. We love it. All right. So I'm coming back. I'm bouncing around, I know. But I'm coming back to that short haul and kind of answering some questions on that. So for my flatbed short haul, which is in the upper Midwest, that's what I would consider the upper Midwest, Iowa, pretty much Iowa, Minnesota. So if you're in Sioux City, Iowa, if you're in Omaha, Nebraska, Fort Dodge, Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, and then like straight up from Des Moines and Fort Dodge up to Minneapolis. Those are along that route, and in any of those major locations that I named, we have short haul, which can get you home every single day. It's not local because you still are running, 150-mile radius. You're still doing a logbook. You're paid mileage pay. You're guaranteed at least $1,000 a week. But remember, that's gross. And your rate of pay should be more than that. Actually, what we've seen is a lot of the guys that are on that division, yes, we can get you home daily, but a lot choose to stay out a day, an extra day to 2-3 days instead of coming home every single day. They're home like 3-4 times a week, as well as the weekends, because that is more of a sweet spot for them financially than coming home every day. But it's up to you. If the home time that you need is home daily and you live in that area and you have flatbed experience or you want to get trained in it, we can do that. We can accommodate you for it. Just know that obviously the more, if you stay out like that extra day or so, it does get you more money because you're not having to cut a load short. Cool. Teamwork makes the dream work. Dang right. All right, cool. All right, so again, those locations for that more of that short haul flatbed: Minneapolis, Sioux City, Omaha, Fort Dodge, Des Moines, and then along those routes, especially along Fort Dodge, like straight up from Fort Dodge and Des Moines up to Minneapolis. Cool. All right, that is the Midwest flatbed short haul position. So that's, as of right now, that one and the Tifton are the most local positions that we currently have available. Our Cargill is full. And then, of course, we've got our over-the-road refrigerated. We've got our flatbed. We've got our van. Let's talk dry van, actually. Talk a little bit about our dry van divisions and what they entail. Dry van is a lot of drop and hook on the front end. So it's usually preloaded trailers on the front end. And then you have a combination, really about 50-50 on the delivery, whether it's live unload or drop and hook. If you live along I-80, for the most part, you can get home on a weekly basis. If you live in Atlanta, Georgia. So yes, the dry van goes a lot in the Midwest and into the Southeast. So let's kind of hit on the Southeast here for a second. If you live around the Atlanta area, if you live around Augusta, Georgia, up to Spartanburg, or Anderson, South Carolina. Sorry, it was like right on the tip of my brain. Anderson, South Carolina. Those I mean, really that little triangle there. So what is it? 85, 20. And then it's not really a specific route there. But, so 85, 20, if you're really into that triangle, along that route, we can get you home every 2 weeks in the dry van division. So if you're looking for dry van and you're in the Southeast, you do want dry van, we have that opportunity. We can train as well for that position as long as you have a minimum of 160-hour course that you graduated from, so it's at least PTDI certified. The other exception is if you've got 1 or 2 months of tractor trailer experience, then we can train. If you have 4 or more months of experience, you're not going to be required to go out with a trainer at all, which I know is a preference that a lot of you have. Just know, I mean, obviously you're at minimal experience starting out. You've got the same rate of pay as a dry van as you would a refrigerated driver when it comes to student pay. So you're at 52 cents a mile to start with, but know that your rate of pay is going to go up within that first year every quarter. So every 90 days you're going to get a penny raise until you get a little growth under your belt, a little experience under your belt for that first year. That's if you're coming into the training department or coming in as a trainee. There we go. If not, if you're coming in with 4, 5, 6 months experience, then you're going to be starting at 55 cents a mile? Yeah, 55 cents a mile. You'll get a penny raise after 90 days, and then it'll be on an annual basis at that point. Okay? All right. Your frog, hello. How have you been? Good, I hope. All right, so that's that position for the over the road in the Southeast. We also hire, obviously, in the Midwest for that division. I said along I-80, that's a good example. From Crete, Nebraska, you've got a little bit of freight into the Crete area. Kansas City, Fort Wayne, those are all, it's about 2 weeks out at a time in both of those locations. Let's see, over the road, I guess. Let's see, here's another one. When you get to Fort Wayne, you can go north and south on Fort Wayne. We can also hire in both of those locations as well. Missing. If you already have 3 to 6 months of flatbed experience. Yep. Okay. So back to the dry van. So talking about more of the specifics for the home weekly. Home weekly, Crete, Nebraska, Lincoln. So I can go as far as Crete, which is one of the plant areas. But as far as Crete, and then going along 80 there to Lincoln, Nebraska, over to Des Moines. If you go north from Des Moines into Ames, Fort Dodge area, you can kind of expand a little bit there with our dry van and get you home on a weekly basis. So those are the areas for the weekly. Fort Wayne, Atlanta, Georgia, Kansas City, those are 2 weeks out for that one. We still have an opening now to Kansas City, right? For that dry van position. I should double check. Let me double check. Kansas City. Yes, we do. Had to make sure. Cool. I had to make sure. Couldn't remember. My brain doesn't work. Sweetness says, for lease program, can drivers pick their own loads, or is it forced dispatch? It's not forced dispatch, but you're also not picking your loads. So with the lease purchase program, you are running very similar to a company driver. Very similar to it. It is obviously not the same exact thing. Your scorecard is different. But the way that we dispatch you is very similar. So that's why you're leased. Remember that. That's why you're leased onto a company. You don't want to have to deal with picking the loads. You're going to have the same type of input as a company driver when it comes to like, hey, I don't like to run New York City. Okay, we got that. We're going to try and keep you out of New York City. If you don't like to run west and want to run more of the Midwest, we're going to keep that into consideration as well. There's some areas, obviously, we can't keep you out of. Chicago's going to be one of them. So no matter really which division you're in, if you are trying to stay out of Chicago, that's probably not one we can do. I say probably, but we really can't. Give me a sec here. There was another for the lease purchase program. But yeah, it's really ran similar with the way that it's dispatched. So you're not coming from a load board. Our driver manager's job is to make sure that you are on high paying revenue loads. So you can make money. Because for the most part, you're running a percentage. We do have the option to run $1.05 a mile plus the fuel surcharge in the coast to coast, like the over the road refrigerated division. But most people are choosing the percentage, which is 72% of the load plus the fuel surcharge. So on the refrigerated side, the fuel surcharge is going to be 90%. Okay? But if you're hauling a dry load, or if you're on the flatbed side, then you'll get 100% of the fuel surcharge. The reason you get 90% instead of 100 on the reefer side is because Decker pays for the refrigerated fuel, the reefer fuel, and you don't. So we have a percentage, obviously 10%, that goes towards the reefer fuel on the surcharge, and you're continuing to get the 90%. Cool? All right, hopefully that answers your question. But 72% of the load, if you're coming straight into the lease purchase opportunity, know that you're going to be required to have a $1,500 down payment before you get into lease purchase. You can bypass that if you run as a company driver first. So run for a company driver for 90 days first. Here's the thing though. As running for a company driver, you do need to maintain a minimum of 850 or above on your scorecard. Scorecard, if you missed last week's live, then the scorecard is one of our bonus systems. And it figures on-time delivery, so driver service failures. It figures preventable accidents, CSA violations. I said on-time delivery. What was the other one? Fuel time, miles, your fuel efficiency, and fuel compliance, I guess, and idle time. So those are it, and the fuel compliance and the idle time are huge when it comes to lease purchase. The reason they are so important is because they flat out will make it, they could flat out make it or break it for you financially as a lease purchase. You're a business owner at this point. So really follow the compliance on the lease purchase or on the fuel for the lease purchase. I want you to do it whether you're a company driver or not, but for lease purchase, you feel it in your pocketbook just as much as Decker would feel it. So it's really, really important to you. Okay, so I totally went on a tangent, but to better explain for the lease purchase, you have a $1,500 down payment if you're coming straight onto the lease purchase. If you choose to go company driver first and you maintain an 850 or above, which it's a total of 1,000 points, but if 850 or above on your scorecard each month, then you're probably going to do really well with the lease purchase. If you're below the 850, you really need to improve on your idle time, your fuel compliance, and maybe even your miles to make sure that you are excelling before you get into the lease purchase, because we do not want you to fail at that. That's a business, that's your time, your energy. We want to see you succeed. We want to see you succeed as a company driver, and that's why we're here coaching. That's why we've got as many resources to you as possible. But with the lease, that's even more sensitive. So, as with the lease, the 1,500 bypass, we don't require it if you have 850 or above, or if you transition. But we're probably not going to approve you for lease purchase if you're not getting 850 or above, because we, like I said, flat out don't want to see you guys fail. Sweetness, every time you ask a question, I know I totally go overboard with answering, but sometimes I'm trying to lead into the next, I figure if you've got that question, there's another one that's going to follow. So bear with me. If I'm too wordy, you know me too well by now. Sweetness says, I love to drive the Chicago area I'm used to it now. Good. Amy says 90K for 90th. Yeah. Okay, 90K. What she's talking about are our bonuses, our monthly bonuses that we pay out. Last week we talked about our bonuses, and we made over 80,000. We paid over 80,000 in monthly bonuses between the scorecard and the smart drive for our company and owner operators lease purchase. We want to see at least 90 because it is our 90th anniversary year, you guys. I really want to see it. Please do it. It would be so cool. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna have a party for myself when you when you do it. Last night, he says. Oh, okay. Okay, good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Dean says, Amy, and last Tuesday's show I said hi and I had to run. Yes, you did. That's right. Yes, indeed. Charlie, hi Charlie, says Midwest Division is amazing. Love being in this dedicated route, but I'm considering lease purchase. Definitely something. Now, are you on the, speaking of dedicated, are you on the Midwest Refrigerated? Because we do have a couple of guys that have inquired on that lease purchase for the fresh meat fleet. And it's doable. So keep in mind, for those who are interested in the lease purchase, if you're doing refrigerated and running, the Midwest is probably your honeypot, because that's where the loads pay really well. They're short loads. I'm gonna tell you that they're short loads, and you're what should I say? You know, there's times that you can't deliver right away. Like if it could be a 200-mile run, and you might pick up in the morning and not be able to deliver until the next morning. So then, yes, those are shorter runs. We do have some lease purchase guys who prefer to run coast to coast. That's their preference, and it's not necessarily paying more for, like, on average for the load, but overall it often pays more because they're running a longer length of haul. It works for some people's, like, clock better than others. So when you're talking to your recruiter or your fleet manager, let them, by the time you have a fleet manager, they're probably going to have a pretty good understanding of your rhythm and your flow. But if you're talking to the recruiter and you're wanting to get into the lease purchase right away, make sure you communicate with them how you like to run. For instance, and I'm totally using Courtney as an example here, but when he came aboard, he told me ahead of time that he likes the longer lengths of haul. You know, I mean, money is great, I like it, but I really like the rhythm of the longer length of haul. Our over-the-road division out of Missoula really worked well for him for that reason, versus running in our Midwest where those are shorter hauls. Even though they pay really well, it's out of his rhythm. That makes a difference for people. So keep that in mind. Communicate with your DM, communicate with your recruiter, so that we're making sure that we are putting you into the right position for you. All right. Charlie says flatbed. Oh, okay. So you're on more of like the short haul dedicated there. Cool. Yeah, Dean says, should have 90,000 pointers. I think the numbers were ironic in August. We had 80 some and did over 80,000. 90,000 pointers. We had 80 some what and did over 80,000. That I'm missing that. We had a lot of drivers, yes, 52 company drivers and 29 owner-operators get perfect scores of 1,000. You guys, our bonuses are very achievable. They're very achievable. Not everybody's getting them, but I can't wait till the moment that it does happen. That would be awesome. Charlie says, Midwest Division is amazing. I love it. I skipped it, and then I went over, sorry, rereading comments. All right. Cool. So hopefully that answers your question with the lease purchase. Yeah, you can definitely do well. The lease purchase for the flatbed can be very lucrative around the Chicago area as well. That's where a lot of that freight is. Iowa, Illinois, Indiana. So yeah, when those loads are as compact as they are, whether it be refrigerated or flatbed, they can be pretty lucrative. And I think I said it, but it's 72% of the load that you get paid for, whether it's refrigerated or flatbed. Cool. Amy's saying swear words. Just kidding. She says it's snowing in the mountains. Ah! It's about time. Was it last year that it was like the 1st of September that it snowed? I think it was. I think we had like a major snowstorm last year. Anna goes, chain law? Yeah, it's already in effect. So chain laws are from September 1st to May 31st. It's already in effect. Here's our rule of thumb here at Decker. You need to know how to throw chains because it's a safety issue. You need to be able to put them on, get yourself out of trouble. Whether you're going to put them on and go down the road or whatever, again, that's your call. As a professional, we're leaving that up to you. Don't put them on and drive like where. They're not made to drive for miles and miles on. Okay, they're made to get you out of trouble. Keep that in mind. And there's no reason, and I have to usually use my sticky note here because Patrice has this wonderful quote, but there's really no reason to test your skills. We know you've got skills, you're a professional driver. Don't be putting them over and beyond the test and driving in an area that's not safe or that kind of thing. So please be safe. Dean says, I don't know if reefer and flatbed are running behind, but we are running behind in the Nestle load. So if you have hours, try picking up extra loads. We get bigger paychecks and bonuses. Yeah, our dry van has been busy. And Dean, you swapped over there, huh? Liking it? Hang on. Sorry. I didn't realize my ringer wasn't turned on or wasn't turned down. There we go. Who did it? Sorry, you guys. Okay, Charlie says, once I hit my year anniversary in January, I'll be talking to my DM more about the lease purchase. Cool. Yeah, and usually I think you can usually keep your DM, so that way it's a smooth transition for you. Amy says it was, and it was bad, but it went away and came back. Yeah, that's pretty normal. You always have to have a snowstorm around Halloween. That's pretty normal. Yep, and I see that everybody's getting ready for Halloween already, which is crazy. Stop it. There's spirit stores and all kinds of stuff opening, which means my kids want to go on a regular basis. Yeah. There's the quote, a superior driver never allows a situation to deteriorate to the point that the superior driving skills become necessity. Patrice Fortuna. All right. Per Joseph, rule of winter. If you feel unsafe, pull over. Good example. Yeah, I agree with him there. He's not even here to hear the praise. That's craziness. Dean says, let's have hands-on chains training and maybe competitions. Patrice is really fast and can teach us. That's a really fun idea. Speaking of competitions, holy smoly, you guys. I didn't bring up our competition. We have TikTok challenge going on right now. You guys need to get in on it. We have another week. No, we don't. I totally forgot what week it was. We only have a couple of days before the TikTok challenge is over. Please make sure that you get in it. You guys, it's a chance to win $200 as the top winner for the TikTok challenge. And then we have winners for most creative, most entertaining, and most informative. So you've got 4 total categories, 3 pay $100 each, and one, like the top dog winner, is $200. And Amy says, no TikTok. Yes, do it. Do it. I was looking for my phone, but I must not have it here. Do it, you guys. And there are some beautiful TikTok videos that I've seen. They're so pretty. Yeah, Daniel has done multiple, and Tristan's fiance has done a couple of really pretty ones too. It's kind of nice having a rider there, and she's taking care of it. I tell you what, really beautiful videos. I like it. Dean says, my best. I guess my best was good enough. Get on the bandwagon, lady. I know, I'm so far behind. We need to make a Decker cookbook. Yeah, I know. I told Thomas that he needs to take care of that. There is one, actually. There is a Decker cookbook. I have it. Yeah, I have it. It's not really like on the road friendly, like Crock-Pot or Instapot. Although you talk to Thomas and several of you guys out there, you don't have to have the little cheaters that I use at home. You do it all right there in the truck. So, but yeah, there is one. And then it says who submitted it, and yeah. She does need to do in the day of a female driver. And she did a couple of TikToks with Katie during the Driver Appreciation Week, because she was actually in Fort Dodge a couple of different times. I don't know how that worked out, but she did. And so there's Lisa. Look at that. I did. What are you sneaking in the background there? Katie is putting them together for me. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. There was a snapshot of all of her pictures, because Lisa has a gazillion. I save every single one of them. And so she's got a gazillion of pictures of everybody. I think you have everybody. Who are you missing, Lisa? Who are you missing? Dean says we need a reefer driver, woman driver, to do that. Yeah, well, we've got a few. We need a driver's cookbook meals for 1 to 2 people, not an army. Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. But if you have it for multiple servings and then just eat it throughout the week, right? We are doing a day in the life. That's what Lisa says. So you can do pre-trip for categories. You can do pre-trip. You can do a day in the life. So the safety. What else am I missing? Pre-trip. The pre-trip one is the one I was gung-ho on. So day in the life of Don Decker. Oh, that's who you're missing? Oh, and you missed him by minutes, didn't you? Yeah, Katie told me that you'd missed him. That's terrible. Well, gives you something to shoot for. Yep, Donald, when he was there, I think he was there right after you. Pulling something off. Yep. Oh, too funny. Dean says you don't get to meet Don until you're Decker of the Year. Not necessarily true, but that's too funny. Oh, I love it. I will not give up. Yes, but she has the goal of being Driver of the Year as well as a meeting Don. So maybe you can, knock out 2 birds with 1 stone there. Please don't knock anybody out. Just kidding. Hey, so speaking of Driver of the Year, to get to Driver of the Year, you have to win Driver of the Month. And this week, actually, you probably are getting an email as we speak, or maybe you already got an email this morning about who won our Driver of the Month awards. So for August, Driver of the Month awards, well, first off, in order to win Driver of the Month, you have to have a good scorecard. You have to have a good Smart Drive score. it isn't required to be a perfect score, but because we've had so many perfect scores and it's becoming more and more common, then you're probably going to need to have a perfect score for the month in order to win Driver of the Month. Driver of the Month gets a gift card, Walmart gift card, as well as a $50 gift card to the Decker store. And then Driver of the nominee per division. And there's not, depending on how many people are in the division, there may or may not be a nominee. I know with the Midwest Refrigerated, we have 2 nominees for that division because of the size of it, versus lease purchase. We don't have nominees for that one because there's fewer people in that division. So anyways, for the lease purchase, Driver of the Month, okay. Driver of the Months for each division. So we've got lease purchase, team, Midwest Flatbed, we have our over-the-road flatbed, we have our over-the-road refrigerated, and we have our Midwest refrigerated, right? Midwest refrigerated, that's going to include our dry van as well. Okay, so we got 6. Cool. All right. And if you win Driver of the Month, you can only win one time within a calendar year. So know that. You can only win it one time. But you can be nominated multiple times. So you can still win like gift cards and stuff like that. But it's the winners of the Driver of the Month that go into having the opportunity to win Driver of the Year. So Driver of the Year per division, obviously just 6, Midwest Reefer, Midwest Western Reefer, Midwest Flatbed, OTR Flatbed, and then our teams and our lease purchase owner operator. So those 6 divisions each get a Driver of the Year. And for the Driver of the Year, you get a $3,000 bonus. Plus, you're going to get decals, you'll get jackets. I mean, there's a lot to it. But from Driver of the Year, we get one grand champion. And the grand champion wins $15,000. So, mic drop. That's a lot of money. A lot of money to do something fun with. So let's talk about the Driver of the Months for August. We had Gerald Taylor for our Western Refrigerator, or over-the-road refrigerated. Troy Zeck for the Midwest Flatbed. Southern Flatbed, Ronnie Burns. Midwest Refrigerated, David Bodel. Joseph Paris for our owner-operator lease purchase division. And our team was Rolando and Diana Rosales. So congratulations to both of you. Or to both of you. To all of you. So awesome. Plus, we, of course, had the nominees, Romero Maldonado Rodriguez. We had Barry Vandiver, Eduardo Villalobos Aguilera, and Joshua Calkins. So, yes, congratulations to all of those who were Driver of the Month and nominees. Driver of the Month, chance to win Driver of the Year. Like Lisa said, not giving up. Driver of the Year wins $3,000 in cash and an opportunity at $15,000. So, cool. Dean says, I met Don for the real first time the night before I met you, Jess. Was that in 16? Was it 16? Or was that might have been 19. Shook hands with him after a safety meeting, but I didn't think he knew who I was until the awards dinner. Yeah, though, it would surprise you because he knows you. He knows his team, and so you may not think that he recognizes who you are, but he knows. Plus, Diane takes a pretty darn good, does a pretty darn good job of keeping track of everybody as well. So, Katie says I'm fashionably late, but always fashionable. How come July only had one nominee in the Midwest Reefer? It always has 2 nominees. Sometimes they have, it's usually by number for one, so that's the first part. And if those nominees, or if the people who may have met up with the nominees but didn't meet certain requirements, then that would have been the case. or maybe they didn't have enough people for a second nominee. Like all the votes went elsewhere instead of one solid. So they didn't add up to 2 nominees. It was either one solid nominee or across many different ones. So that could be why. Yep. Good question. 2017, it held in 2018. Okay, because it was in April. I remember that. I remember it was the April 7th, but I couldn't remember what year. Dean says, I think I met the requirements. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But, for the nominees. Yeah, you probably did. So I'm not sure. I really don't know the answer to that one. I would have to find out. Katie, do you have any info on that one? She might know. She's more involved in that. In the picking, in the choosing. Jason's very involved in it. Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right. Well, what else do we have? We kind of skipping around because that's what I do. We're here though. We got it. Let's see. Charlie was talking about the Midwest Flatbed. We hit on the Midwest Flatbed a little bit. And, what I was going to say, Dean, is that, so the same year I met Alan in person. Alan was here, was it 16 months? He wasn't here very long, and he earned Driver of the Year. That was super duper impressive. To be able to not only get Driver of the Month within the first year, but then earn the title Driver of the Year. Yeah, that was cool. Katie says, how is your smart drive? And I know that's a big factor, so feel free to call me, she says. Oh, I hope that's okay. Yeah. Excuse me. Laughing. Amy, you're a turd. That's too funny. Okay. Oh, it's popping up all over my screen here. It's like MSN News or something. I don't want it. All right. What were we going to talk about? We were going to talk about the Midwest Flatbed. So for those of you who live in the Midwest, I talked a little bit about the short haul division. So if Minneapolis, Fort Dodge, Omaha, Sioux City, those are all good locations for the short haul. But if you live in the Chicago area, we can get you home on a weekly basis and guarantee you $1,700 a week. Okay, so for real, so it's $1,700 a week guaranteed and getting you home weekly. So you're coming home on like a Friday night or Saturday morning, and you're leaving back out either Sunday night or Monday morning, usually for an early Monday morning delivery. She says, well, get your CDL, Aim. Come aboard. Alan got Driver of the Year in his first year in 2017, but had 20 plus years of... Oh, yeah, that's true. He did have a lot of experience. Was it? I didn't know that. His DM was his next door neighbor. That's an interesting fact. I did not know that. Yep, he does a pretty darn good job, I gotta admit. Yep. Dang, Dean, can't the guy just be a winner? Dean, you gonna let her give you a hard time? Yes, he does. He had a lot of experience. Actually, I think it was only like 5 years of experience, wasn't it? He's gonna be mad at me that I can't remember. Because we had this discussion, and for some reason, I think it was only like 4 or 5 years of experience. I'm gonna have to look it up. But I know it was 16 months when he got it. He had 16 months with Decker. That's why I was like, holy smokes, that's so awesome. I love to hear that news. I love it when someone comes aboard. We have bonuses, so people are like, oh, I don't want to talk about bonuses. They're probably not even achievable. Well, baloney, they totally are. And so when I'm telling them about it, and then they're getting it in their second and third month, and some of them even in their first month if they're starting at the beginning of the month, that is awesome. Brad Peterson, he got it in his second month. And of course, now that I said his name, my mind went blank on who else I was just thinking that got in the second month. Can't remember. But just, it was for the month of July. So, I mean, it's so doable, you guys. Do it. I was encouraging the new drivers, so just not disappointing them. They don't win in ASAP. Yes, it's true. Oh, that is cool. Yeah, I missed out on the dinner, though. I had bad timing flying in. Flew in at like 3 a.m. Yes, he is starting a cookbook. He's working on it. He is working on it. Yep, along with other things. Indeed, indeed. Okay, so back to the Midwest Flatbed. $1,700 guaranteed pay. It is, I mean, you're tarping, you're securing the loads. If you don't have experience with tarping and securing, you obviously need to make sure that you go through the tarping and securement training here at Fort Dodge. So yes, lots of opportunity there. If you live in Iowa City, okay, so this is my map, if you guys can see it. If you live in Iowa City, over to Columbus, Ohio, up north to Toledo, over to, like, so then you draw the line around Chicago, because Chicago's 1750. So 50 miles of Chicago is 1750. So Iowa, so where am I at? Toledo, Ohio, over into the Chicago, up to Milwaukee, back down to Iowa City, or if you're in Mason City, to Fort Dodge. Those areas will guarantee you $14.50 a week and home weekly. So, and that's in our Midwest Flatbed. So opportunity there. And that is the rate of pay per mile, or the 14, or the guaranteed pay. So you're going to have the better of the two, whichever it is. We like betters of the twos. Make more money, work hard, make more money, right? Mom life says no. That is true. You're kind of limited there. All right. Also, out of the Midwest. So we talked about our dry van divisions, home weekly options, over the road or every 2 week options for our dry van division. We talked about our flatbed option, where we have short haul that's home daily if you want, a couple days a week. We have home weekly options, so regional in our Midwest Flatbed. We have our over-the-road flatbed options, and we have some over-the-road within the Midwest as well that would get you home about every 2 weeks. So usually for flatbed, you're normally home on a weekend so that you can take advantage of, obviously, the time off. Because here's the deal. With flatbed, especially with our over-the-road flatbed division, you're coming in normally on a Friday night or a Saturday morning, and then you're leaving back out either Sunday night or Monday morning, usually for that division. Reason being is flatbed isn't like the refrigerated, or sometimes dry van, but is like the refrigerated division. It'll have deliveries on Saturdays and sometimes on Sundays. But flatbed, that's not really very common. You might have the opportunity to drop a load, like in the Midwest somewhere. We might have a location that you can drop a load and head home. But in the over-the-road division, not so much. You're usually running Monday through Friday and home on the weekends or home every other weekend for that. So we want to maximize your miles while you're out, and how much home time is really dependent on where you live. So those are things that we need to find out from you in order to give you more accurate home time options. So in either case, you are guaranteed at least $1,000 a week, but we want to see you like blow past that sucker. That $1,000 is not meant to be your top tier. That $1,000 is meant to be your safety net. Okay, so when we, and I hate to say this, but well, I'm just going to use a past example because I don't want to jinx anything and have it happen again. But last February, when we had just started the guaranteed across in all these different divisions. But last February, we had to, that was the saving bacon for a lot of drivers because the weather was crummy. There were power outages everywhere. I mean, Dallas didn't have any fuel in half the areas. I mean, it was a disaster in the southern areas, Texas, Louisiana, etc. I mean, weather and all kinds of circumstances. So a lot of drivers couldn't move. They were sitting there. They were sitting still. They really couldn't start driving anywhere. Businesses were shut down. The pandemic has thrown in a few wrenches as well, but that $1,000 guaranteed pay was still there for our drivers as that safety net, and they were able to cover their bills because of it. So we really do like having that there, but it's a safety net. Blow it out of the water. That's what we want to see. We want you to go over and beyond, exceed the bejeebers out of that. That's what we like. Amy says, I hope we don't have the mega freeze again. I know. That was horrible. Horrible. Don't want that. But Anna says, true, you always get the greater of the two options, cents per mile or guaranteed pay. Yes. The exception to that is the fresh meat fleet dedicated refrigerated position that I only have one of available, and Sweetness was jumping on that I'm sure he was. But I only have one of those, and that is flat out only the guaranteed pay. There isn't any cents per mile to fall back on. It's the guaranteed pay of $2,000 unless you're not available for the full 5 days, and then it's $325 a day instead. So it has that. I missed it. $33.45 right now. Yep. So there you have it. All right, so we have a lot of opportunity is what I'm getting at. So if you're looking for a truck driving job and you have experience, make sure that you give us a holler. If you don't have experience but you live in the Midwest and you're a recent graduate, then we can help you out as well. 888-668-0698. Amy. Dean. No way. Governed at our trucks are governed at 68 on the cruise and 65 on the pedal. Dean asked Amy what Steven's truck was at. She gave the truck number, and I didn't think anything of it until he corrected. No, it's too fast. Okay, sorry. Yes, that's funny. It is? What are you talking about? Oh, that's funny. Okay. Anyways, over the road refrigerated, we've got opportunities there. If you're around the Missoula, Montana area, if you're around Salt Lake City, Phoenix, Arizona, Washington, the Tri-Cities, or Seattle along I-90 from Seattle to Spokane or Seattle to Missoula, great opportunities. Billings, Montana, another location. Speaking of Billings, it was Jeff Parker's birthday, I think. And speaking of Billings, okay, sidetrack, but happy birthday to all of those who are celebrating birthdays this week and anniversaries here at Decker. If you missed yesterday's live, we did a few shout outs for everybody. Today is Claudia Day Deer's birthday. We had David Hooper's birthday today. Louis, I did it again. Louis Moreno, William Perez, all having birthdays today. So congratulations. And of course we have anniversaries today as well. Mr. Mitch Dooley. So for any of you guys who know Mitch, make sure that you give him a shout out for a happy anniversary. Benjamin Abbey, also celebrating an anniversary. Big number 10. Diaz and Michael Anderson. Nope, I think Michael's tomorrow. So happy anniversary, happy birthday to all of those that are celebrating today and the week. We've got several for the week, so yeah. Oh, Amy, that is an easy confusion then. Yes, he was in 3168. It was last year, wasn't it? Year and a half ago, Abe? All right, you guys. The end of today's live, but not the end of the lives for the week, because the 30th, Thursday, we have a drawing. A big one. We get to draw for the $1,000 prize, or your choice. It could be $1,000 cash, it could be a laptop, or it can be a tablet. But the only way your name is going to be in that is if you referred somebody this last quarter. So it's the referral quarterly drawing. And we have one more, because it's quarterly and the year's not over yet. So we have one more quarter, which will be drawn on the 31st of December. So if you haven't got a referral in, get after it. Got some money for you. Plus, the $1,000 quarterly bonus, that's awesome. That's fun. But you do know that you get paid $1,500 per driver you refer, right? If you didn't, you should know that. And it pays within 90 days. Although the more drivers you refer, the more pay you get. So that's always nice too. Yeah. Cool. And there's a lot of other incentives, like the business cards. Hey, Katie, did you say the business cards are going to be there today? Today? They're this week, I'm sure she said. But the business cards are for all of those who did referrals, or who had referrals hired on this year, because we changed out some of our incentives, and that was one of them. So if you had a referral, we'll be sending those out to you, or you can pick them up from Katie. And then, of course, the t-shirts and the tumbler. After you've referred 3 or more, you get a tumbler and a $100. Oh, I almost bumped that one up. $100 gift card to Pilot Flying J. All of those goodies. So that's what you get, along with the money. Money. And there's a lot more too. Lisa says, I'll be here Friday. All right, well, Thursday is the drawing, and that's actually going to be on Facebook. And then if you haven't already done the TikTok challenge, you get paid to participate. There's a participation award. $15 Pilot Flying J gift card. But the winners get $100 prizes unless you're like the top dog winner. Like everybody voted for you. Then you get a $200 prize, and it's a gift card of your choice. So whether you want it to be Amazon or Pilot or Visa or Walmart or Decker Store, then you can do that. It's your choice. You get to choose. Dean, I didn't know that. That's I'm glad to hear that you were all right as well. Yes. You're going to play as the judge. Got to do TikTok to play as the judge, Aim. Got to do it. Peer pressure. Yeah, so TikTok challenge, drawing on Thursday for the referral bonus. TikTok challenge is over on Thursday. And Friday we'll start posting for you guys to give your votes for the winners. There we go. Took me a minute. That's when I met Matt Lynch. Yeah, real quick. So it was some time ago. Do it, Aim. Unfortunately, Amy, just come over my direction. We'll do a TikTok real quick while Caden's at school. Yeah? Just send me a video. Speaking of, I should have posted a picture. Amy sent me pictures. She's trying to feed all the deer in the territory. Just kidding, she's not. But they are walking up to her. I better get more than $15. You won't get more if you don't win. So it's got to be good. All right, for real, I'm going to let you guys go. I will see you back on Thursday on Facebook. You guys have an awesome rest of your week. Be safe, get some sleep, stay safe. And let's see who's the winner come Thursday, right? Take care, you guys. Thank you so much for being